Having anxiety is not fun at all. I am constantly feeling on edge, feeling like I can't switch off, and my body is just constantly jittering and shaking. This obviously only happens when it's being provoked by something. It doesn't happen all the time. I mean, I have my good days, but then when I have my bad days, this is what I feel. I'll be just doing things normally around the house, just doing my own thing, and I'll be shaking, and I've got a massive lump in my throat, and I have nausea. So I have all like these little things that connect to me having anxiety. And then obviously you start overthinking all the symptoms that you're starting to have, and then you start kind of trying to swallow your tongue or something, and I keep playing around with my hands, and I keep trying to keep myself busy, even to the point that I keep gripping things even harder, just so that I can feel like there's something else here. Sometimes I try and press my nails up against the palms of my hands so that I can feel some other sort of pain in another region. Anxiety starts from pretty much the stomach. I mean, I guess that's where it all starts from, because that's when I start feeling sick, and then it's in my throat, and then the rest of my body starts to follow along. Then overall, I feel very, very tired, and it's exhausting. And sometimes you can become very, very numb. Anxiety sometimes feels like an out-of-body experience. It's like, you kind of know what's happening, but you really can't control it. And sometimes you do things without even thinking. And sometimes when there's a whole lot of things happening, obviously the anxiety is going to increase. And then it turns into insomnia, and you can't sleep, and then you're feeling really sick. And, I practically nearly vomit because I'm that uncomfortable. Then it kind of continues on to the next day, and it becomes this vicious circle where you're constantly worrying about these feelings coming back and pretty much haunting you. You're worried that you're not going to be able to sleep, and all day you actually think about, am I going to be able to sleep? Then you overthink it, then you actually start getting sick, and then you start getting all the symptoms that you had before. And then before you know it, you're having these days and nights more frequently. And it's really bad. It practically increases, and it starts affecting your breathing. It starts affecting more of your muscles in your body, and it starts affecting relationships and friendships. So I've had to train my brain into thinking completely different. Overall, I started realizing the patterns that were starting to occur, and it got to a really bad stage where I became very numb and very disconnected because there was too much happening in my own life. There was so much change, there was just so much going on, and I guess my body, my head, my soul pretty much just couldn't keep up with it. Therefore, some survival instincts overcame me, and because I wasn't making the right decisions, I wasn't doing anything right for myself, my body literally disconnected from itself. It was very numb, and I was, basically emotionless. So I started realizing this pattern. It was starting to affect a lot of things in my life, and I actually just went, nah, like this can't happen. I backtracked from, the point where I started to know that it was getting even worse, and when the anxiety was pretty much taking control of me. So I've had to change my perspective, and I've had to come to realize that I actually need to get out of my own head, because me telling myself that I might feel that way and this is going to happen and I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight and all that sort of stuff, and overthinking the smallest things all the time ended up just overriding me. It overloaded me, and I ended up becoming my own worst enemy. I had discovered I need to get out of my own head. I soon realized I had to work with this emotional energy and not against it. I owe it to myself to make a promise that I will start changing my perspective and introduce a new lifestyle.